So guys, welcome back to another reselling podcast. We're talking about reselling with resellers. We've got Alex here, Milo, and this is a weekly thing nowadays. So next week we're going to do another podcast and keep it in the schedule. But starting straight off the bat, off topic, I don't know if it's about reselling, but I watched my Mccann video last night and he actually resold a car. Or actually he was talking about reselling a car, so I don't know if you've seen it, but like dealerships like Ferrari, Porsche, all sorts of them dealerships, they only sell the high-end cars to their, I think they call it like high-end clients, so the top two clients. So, for example, the GT3 RS, only the top two customers per dealership can get access to that car. Now, to get that car, you have to have a high spending history. You've got to buy. I think Mark McCann bought, was it 3 electric, was it Taycans?
What Tom told me, I've not actually watched the video. Tom told me though he had to buy 3 Taycan Turbo S's.
That was
each
it.
was worth like 170. He had to pay 170k for each one.
Yeah, that was it. So like he was like working out how to sell these before he bought them, so he could buy the GT3 RS. Now the GT3 RS, I think it retails for £260,000, but it resells for 365. So he was working out the losses from the Taycans and like calling up dealerships, but dealerships can't sell these cars because I think electric cars right now are just in the mud. Like they are just, I don't know why, I don't know what's up with them, but they're just in the mud.
Supply and demand, innit?
Yeah, that's what, like, I think one car that specialises in Taycans just couldn't. He was like, I can't buy these cars. I've got these cars coming out my ears. I'm not going to buy them off you. And I didn't actually finish watching the video, but I think he ended up buying a GT3 RS. I think it's like 50 bags
What
up.
was paying over?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know.
No, he bought it from a dealership, but I think
retail.
from the losses from the Taycans, it was still like up in profit.
Oh, but you still was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I didn't finish the video. I need to watch it tonight. It's a long video. But that brought us into another topic. And Tom was telling us about the time he actually resold. Was it Range Rovers?
Yep.
Do you want to talk about that? Because obviously we don't know too much about
Yeah.
that.
So basically, well, explain the story. So basically, me and Tom used to have a Range Rover SVR, and what happened was we bought this SVR, blah blah blah. It was fucking sick whip. We was cruising around in it for us like a few months, and then basically what happened is like some part like went in the exhaust. So like if you put your foot down, it just kind of like went into a bit of like a limp mode. And then we basically ended up like we basically sent the car back to Range Rover, and they was basically like, oh, we can't get the part for 3 months. We had a courtesy car for ages. Then it turned out that Range Rover had sold us the car modified, and then basically they ended up buying the Range Rover back for like an insanely good price. Like we didn't lose like any money on it, and also with like them buying the car back from us, they offered us 2 slots for like brand new Range Rover Sports, and at the time like Range Rover Vogues were out at that point, the new Vogues were going for like 30-40k over, like insane profits on Vogues. Like you could just buy a Vogue and flip a 30-40k profit, which is just fucking bonkers. So then anyway, fast forward time, the the slots came around for the allocation for the Range Rovers, and basically what we did was we like split the deposits for the Range Rovers like among ourselves, because obviously me and Tom like both had the car. We basically split the deposits, then we was going to split the profits when they came if they was reselling. Anyway, fast forward, the Range Rover comes. Right guys, gonna pick the winner from last week's podcast. To enter in this week's giveaway, all you have to do is just comment on this video, being a chance to win £100. So here we go, pickawinner.co. This is a classic website, guys. Pick winner. Alistair Mitchell, you're the winner, mate. Always motivating videos and pods. Keep it up, lads. Give me the help I need after getting laid off. Cheers. Absolutely love to see that, Alistair, mate. Drop us we're going to reply to your comment on YouTube, but also drop us a DM on Instagram or on the Discord, mate, and we'll get that £100 sent over to you, pal. But guys, remember, comment on this week's video to be in a chance to win next week. And basically, we actually made, there's a full YouTube video of me ringing around everywhere, getting like the best prices for the car to resell it for a profit. And I think we're going to put that out. I think we should definitely put it out because it's a sick video, mate. Sick video.
Didn't you call up a dealership and obviously I won't name names, but didn't he tell you like, oh, was like the call recorded? And like he was like, yeah, and he was like, oh, can you not post that anywhere?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, didn't he cry about it?
Yeah, so I was recording like every person that I called. I even called like Kyle Hartley and shit. And I think Kyle Hartley offered us like 3k over, but he was going realistically. Well, in the end, we basically got 7k over. Then we called this other dealership and we told him, and then eventually like we agreed a deal because he was giving us the best price. And he was like, we told him that I was recording the call. Then he went on like super cry mode. He was like, "Oh, I'm not like, I'm not, what's it called, I'm not like buying the car off you anymore, and his price was like the best price by like a decent amount, and then basically we had to like delete the footage of that call. He was proper for him to actually buy the car off us. But anyway, cut a long story short, basically we got these Range Rover Sports, we resold them 7k, and then a few months later we got another one as well, resold the exact same one as well, I think we got 7k for that one as well, 7k. So we basically made 14k profit off our Range Rover breaking down. And you buy a Range Rover, and I'd say you probably expect for it to break down at some point, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
you know
the
what I
best
mean?
rep. Yeah, they really haven't.
So it was honestly a great situation. 14k profit from the car breaking down, which is just insane.
Even the courtesy cars from Range Rover, wasn't that a Mercedes as well?
That's
They don't
awesome.
even supply Range Rovers.
Yeah. So if you watch the old like Crep Chief YouTube channel, basically at first we had like a Velar for like a week or two, which honestly Velar, sick car. It was proper
Big
nice,
cars, them, aren't
nice cushy seats. It was like cream interior, just like an all blacked out one. And then after that they got us a new car, and then they got us an S Class, and then we literally had like an S Class for like 2 months. And if you watch the old Crep Chief YouTube videos, we was cruising around in it for fucking time, mate, and it was sick. But the worst thing is about an S Class is like if you're driving, you've got like you're losing, because the people in the back are like reclined,
Relaxed,
super
yeah.
comfy seats, just chilling out, fat like leg room and stuff, and then you're driving. But honestly, it was a really sick car, and it was a proper cruiser.
Even your RS3, didn't you get offered overs for that?
Yeah, so I got my RS3. It was the first, like one of the first ones in the country. I think the highest. So I paid 58 for it, and I got offered 67 within like the first week of having it. Didn't end up selling it. Ended up keeping it, but still, I was just getting offers everywhere for it, like 5, 6, 7k over, and I was like, if you wanted to sell it, it was the easiest money you could have ever made in your life.
Yeah,
But no, I decided to
that
keep
was
it.
obviously coming in at a time though where it was like COVID and whatnot,
yeah.
and the car market was just obviously blowing up. Like obviously now it's fucking proper shit itself.
Yeah,
like
it's
You
worse.
price the Range Rovers now.
yeah, dog
Your
shit.
Range Rover, like you can get SVRs for 55k now.
Yeah.
Even the new ones are like
Yeah.
80, 90k.
Because you can't get insured on them though now. That's the main problem with them. But with that said, we've actually got 4 brand new SVRs like on order. And you know, obviously, if they come and they're reselling, then we're gonna buy them and flip every single one of them. Like, fuck you, Range Rover, innit?
Would they not listen to this though and like cancel it?
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not too fussed, and I also don't think they're necessarily gonna resell. But if they do come, you know, definitely they're all getting absolutely flipped to fucking shit.
Would you
mate.
not drive them for a week or so?
I would love to, but I bet we can't get insured on them. But there's just
Oh,
no
yeah,
way
true.
we're getting insured on them. So we even really struggled. I couldn't actually get insured on the Sport. Well, we actually did. I got temporary insurance, but it was like fucking 15 bags, mate, for a year for insured on the new Sports at the time.
15 bags.
My
Yeah.
stepdad got a Velar a couple months ago, so his insurance on his previous car was like £400 like for the year, and then on the Velar this year it's like £2,000. But on like he's like 55 or something. Just insurance was fucked on them.
It's insane.
Crazy.
But yeah, there you go. Reselling cars, man.
Yeah.
Like, reselling cars, you can resell anything, mate. You can resell whatever, you know what I mean? It's like them Chris and Ben lads. You see them, the lads who the lads who flip the dingers and that. They make good money. And Willis, the other day, I read it at CCN, he flipped a car as well. I think he didn't make like 600, 800 quid profit.
Yeah, it was like some what was it? Chevrolet, some like small
A little
Chevrolet.
box thing.
I went to go collect it. Honestly, it's such an insane car. Like, it was spotless, immaculate. It was in near Lee somewhere, a bit of dodgy area, but basically he picked it up. Everything was like perfect about the car, but it was a Chevrolet, so not many people were interested in it. So we listed it for like months and months and months, and then obviously he listed on Auto Trader, and he got quite a few people interested, and sold it like the next day on Auto Trader for like £1,000 or just underneath that.
Did it not sell though?
Yeah, no, it sold in the end, but like it took a while.
Yeah. So he sold it for £1,000, and then the guy flaked, didn't he? Or like something happened.
I'm sure he paid.
And then because he only
£900
sold
for
it the other day.
Yeah, it was just like a really weird. Obviously, it depends what cars you get. Like Chris and Ben, the guys you had on the podcast, they would say like, Will Messerman was like, you know, I bought this car. Like, what do you think of it? And he was like, well, it's a good car, good price, but because of the brand, it might not sell, you know, within the next month or next 2 months.
Yeah.
So I think it depends what car brand you buy, and they normally buy dingers, which are like Polos or the
Fords and
Hondas,
shit.
yeah. But them guys are class.
It was at Christmas time though when Will bought his. It was at Christmas time, so probably didn't help either.
Yeah. But you just can't actually
But
resell
yeah,
anything.
you can resell anything, mate. There's loads of stuff to resell, mate.
Yeah. Even like the sofas.
Literally, obviously, like if you're a CCN member, you'll have seen them, like the sofa thing we did recently. But obviously, you know, flipping sofas on Facebook. There's this guy called Tom Flips who we've like partnered up with CCN, and he flips like sofas, and mate, the amount of money you can make from that is mad. But I also think sofa flipping necessarily isn't for everyone. You know, not everyone's gonna want to fucking lug a sofa around on their head and like, install it in someone's house. But then you obviously can get like you know, like a van in a man and a man with a van,
van in a man,
and you know, do it that way. But you know, a lot of people just want to make money from the phone these days. It's, you know, like we was mentioning the other day, there's a lot of like online money making going around these days. People are just getting more lazy. What do you reckon about that? Like people like getting more lazy. Do you not reckon? Like I feel like I see it in myself though. And you know, and like not see it in myself in like that sense, but you know, it's just different times, isn't it? Like it's weird. Like when you would imagine what it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like now you would. A lot of people want to do online stuff.
Because the way like it's portrayed, like it's so easy. Like you can create a store, make a video, drop shipping, you're selling thousands, millions, whatever. But I think like, I don't know, it depends. Like in-store stuff, like not in-store, but like physical stuff, it depends like you sort of your mental mindset. Like if you are, you know, ready to take on the world and just like do this, try anything, then yeah, you're probably more inclined to actually do reselling. But people who think, right, I finished my 9 to 5, want to go home, or, you know, I want to watch Netflix, they're not going to think, right, I want to buy an item, I have to list it, send it to the post office. Then people won't want to do reselling. They'll more do like online stuff. And I think it's not necessarily how lazy you are. I think it just depends what mental state, if that makes sense. It's kind of a weird one. Don't obviously like offend any people, but like I mentioned before, like if you're ready to take on the world, then you are gonna delve into more stuff like stuff reselling.
And you know what I always think? I was actually speaking to some guy the other day on CCN, and he was basically saying, oh, you know what, mate, like I was in the PS5 days and the graphics cards days and I made mega money, but then you know what, mate, I hate to say it, but I just got lazy, man, and I just got to the point where I was like spending every paycheck just watching Netflix and just like resetting myself, and you know, and he was like, you know what, I'm kind of a bit of ashamed to tell you that, but like I'm ready to start back up again now, mate, and I probably want to get back into it. And you know, he did end up actually signing up like straight away. He actually just bought a pro membership off the bat. Like fair play to the guy, you know, he's ready to like proper get involved with it. So he bought his, so this is pretty mad. So basically, he messaged us saying, yeah, I want to get back involved. I want to start reselling again. You know, I was with you in the past. And then anyway, he was like, he started asking me about the pro membership. So then he bought the pro membership off the bat. So I was like, fair play to this guy. You know, he's ready, proper ready, committed, ready to rock and roll, churn cash. Boom, messaged me an hour later, mate. He's like, you're right, mate. Buzzing, I signed up. I've already copped a few vinyls on the pro membership. I was like, fair play, mate. Fair play. Love that. Straight in, straight cash churning. Mate, next month he'll have paid that pro membership off and he'll, you know, be massively in the profit. And, you know, it's like with, you know, people ask like, how much money can you make with reselling? Right, let's just take one item, for example. Let's take a PlayStation Portal. You buy and resell one PlayStation Portal. That's going to bring you 60 quid profit, right? Imagine you do that 10 times a month. That's 600 quid in your back pocket from an hour or two's worth of work. 600 quid, what? Just, it's, you know, for an extra 600 quid, you cannot complain. And that's just one item in itself. You know what I mean? And if you're thinking to yourself, oh, that sounds amazing, then just take the leap. Just get signed up. You know, the link will be in the description somewhere in this video to get involved and start reselling PlayStations and whatever.
And obviously as well, like we do a lot of DMs on Instagram, and one guy asked, like, he's like, oh well, yeah, I've seen, you know, people buying PS5s or, you know, whatever, like buying these items, like how easy to get multiple. And I was like, to be honest, mate, we had a drop literally yesterday, and we've had like 10 different retailers drop PS5s. We had one drop yesterday. One member claimed in the chat he bought 9 PS5s off one drop.
End of the day with 12. End of the day with 12.
Yeah, the end of the day with
12 PlayStations in one day.
Over £700 profit.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I sent the guy a screenshot in DMs. I was like, look, this is the guy who said he's bought 9 off one drop. Like, I'm just showing you screenshot proof. Like, this guy can actually do it. And I had no DM this morning, actually. I went up to Discord, logged on, and some guy was like, hi, mate, interested in pro membership. Is it worth it? And I was like, not to be biased or anything like that, but like, the recent drops over the past week, about £150 profit. Just of last week.
Just like that.
And that's just buying one item per drop.
And that's just from pro drops. Yeah. And you've also got all your other drops on CCN, and you're not paying your monthly fee anymore. So a bit of a no-bloody brainer, boys. Like, you're thinking about it, man. Drop us a message.
And we had a special Valentine's discount.
Oh, yeah. We had a Valentine's Day discount. A lot of people got involved with CCN yesterday, which you love to see. Yeah. And it just shows, you know, the interest is there from people, you know, wanting to get involved with it. And, you know, now I think it's the craziest times because there's just so many side hustles going around. Like, every time you go on TikTok, mate, you just see pure side hustles, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's nuts, innit? And I wonder for, like, how many people have started reselling and that's turned into a business from them. That's probably one of the biggest benefits I'd probably say, is if you don't know what to do in a sense, it's always a great place to start. Making a bit of money, you kind of, not escaping the matrix, but like, you're getting towards escaping the matrix and you're understanding basics. Yeah, you are. You're building the foundations, you're building them basic business skills, and then you can go on from there and And like, it's like for me, can you imagine if I would have never started reselling, where I would be now? Like, this whole situation would never have like even been possible. You know, for all I know, I could have been working in like a 9-5 if I never would have started. But now, like, look where we are, look where we all are. It's like, it's just mental to see, innit?
I can only name a few people off the top of my head who've started from CCN and built their own business. So we've got like Max with Lordwell, obviously.
Yeah.
We've even got some full-time resellers in CCN now who literally purely joined just to make a few £100 a month, and now it's their full-time job.
Yeah, but obviously, like, we're not going to say, like, when you start reselling, you do it forever. Like, these people are also doing reselling full time, but also doing other side hustles, like FBA. Like, even I do FBA on the side, and it's just really good capital builder. Like, I would not be able to do FBA if I didn't have the initial capital to start. And it's just good to start with, like, reselling. It's just good foundation, like, and it does teach you a lot. I mean, we say it's countless times in podcasts and stuff like that, but the key skills you do learn from reselling, they're lifetime lessons. Honestly, they're so valuable.
It's like a business mindset because you're making your own money, and if you don't work, you're not going to make any money. If you want to go for these jobs and buying it and making it all yourself, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, literally.
100%. It's like I learned to code from reselling. I've never started reselling. I never had a reason to learn to code. And it's just like that. It's just like basic skills that you can pick up. And I reckon, you know, there's all these people out there and they're like, oh, you know, and I think one of the most important aspects to people's like success in business is like learning skills, like whether it's video editing, whether it's content creation, whether it is coding, whether it's sales, you know, whether it's that, like, you know, all them little like niche skills are what can be like a massive success in your business. You know, you need to like having one of them skills under your belt is one of the best things you can do to start a business, and I think it's essential, to be honest. For a successful business, you have to be at least skilled in one aspect like that.
Yeah, I'd say definitely quite a few, because if not, you outsource it, and that's going to cost quite a lot. Do you know what I mean? If you're paying for a video editor, videos are very costly if you want it done well.
100%.
Yeah.
And especially really good videos. Like now that they're like that, I'd say now, mate, like the short form, long form, like the genre, like the space is so hyper competitive.
Like, look at Iman Gadzhi's like production quality on his videos, insane stuff. His marketing's amazing, stuff like that. And it's just, if you want to compete with that, you need to sort of match it or be better.
100%.
It's standard now so high. You sent me a video on Instagram before, and it was probably the best edit I've ever seen in my life.
He just like some car video, and it's like the
insane.
badges were like popping out, and like honestly, transitions are just crazy.
Yeah, have you seen that page by Maximize?
No.
You'll definitely see it. The logo is like a green and white star. And he basically posts, and he started his page probably like a month or two ago. It's already gone fucking well viral.
Yeah.
But the videos, I can't fucking describe it. We could probably play one, but like, it'll be like a video of like him on like on an old MacBook, and it'll be like Steve Jobs like dropping an inspirational quote, and then it like goes into the full video. Like, honestly, I'll show you one after this podcast, and it's just mad. And he's just come into the game, and he's just churning the views like straight off the bat. But it's just proper like good content. But like he's picked that content out of like. He's gone through old videos of like Steve Jobs and picked out the really like impactful moments. And he's obviously insanely good at like storytelling. Like he picks out stories and like piecing together, and it is just fucking mental, to be fair. It's sick.
Yeah, storytelling's good. Storytelling's like one of a good key skill to learn as well. You tell me the other day you watched a podcast, I listened to a podcast.
Yeah, so I was actually listening to Ben Gallagher's webinar, and he was on about a book in the webinar called Storytelling, and I started listening to the book because I always think, like, I love stories. I love it when someone tells me a good stories, and I love being able to tell a story. There's nothing better than like telling a sick story and everyone's hooked. And that's what I also think about like TikToks and short forms and all that kind of stuff. People get so heavily invested in the story, and this book, it's called Storytelling, and I'm just over halfway through it now. And honestly, if you're interested in storytelling or you want to tell better stories, give this fucking book a listen or read, because it is so unbelievably good. But like, it's the same way that you would imagine a TikTok works. Like, it just tells you all about it, and it's just so good, and it helps you tell better stories for sure. Just the facts that he has in there.
Yeah. On from Ben Gallagher, your throat's actually messed up.
Jesus.
On from Ben Gallagher, but Ben Gallagher's technically a reseller, isn't he? Because he buys products that people send in for a cheap price, and obviously cleans it up and then resells for profit.
Yeah, and he's obviously gone super viral from being on Dragon's Den, and we actually did a podcast with him a long time ago on our old channel. But honestly, mate, that guy is absolutely churning, and you love to see it. He churns it in the content space. And he's just basically, I just think his business principles are just so amazing, and what he's done is absolutely incredible. Like, hats off to him. But I believe he might be starting doing like, because if you don't know what he does, he basically resells like used luxury goods like bags and, you know, high heels, that type of stuff, you know, mainly towards like the women's space. But I'm pretty sure he's been teasing some stuff on his story that he's gonna start doing like sneakers, which I think I'm like doing the pre-owned sneaker stuff.
Like hype sneakers.
Yeah, like hype sneakers, like, you know, like Jordan 1 Chicago's, you put like a picture of them on and stuff. And I think that's an amazing avenue to go into. And I just think for his business, amazing. It's another fat market to go into. And compete with like the likes of StockX in a sense, because StockX, they sell all these brand new shoes. They don't sell used. Obviously, you kind of have that stuff on like Laced and Go, don't
Alias,
you? An Alias that you can sell like used stuff on, but it's not proper. Like I feel like he'll be able to like create a niche there. And, you know, obviously shoes, they're not as popular as they used to be, like, in a sense.
Yeah, I'd honestly, I'd side with you on that. But with Ben Gallagher, I think people buy into his like personal brand as well. Like, he's just such a genuine guy. Yeah. And if he did start selling used sneakers, you'd think, oh, these sneakers are like used, not obviously used, like loved, they're looked after, they're cleaned properly, and you sort of buy his brand in them sneakers.
100%.
Which is going to be good for him.
And that's the power of like brand image as well, because his brand image is like so strong that when people go and buy a shoe from him, they're going to think like, this is going to be a high quality, good, like, already used shoe. It's not going to come and you're not going to find some like booky defect on there like that wasn't mentioned. He's going to tell you all about it because he's got that brand name to live up to, and he's not going to like sell you like a vapor max with like a popped bubble, is he?
Yeah,
like,
literally. And if there is anything wrong, he's the type of guy who'll call you up and be like, listen, I'm sorry, here's your next shoes for free. You know what I mean? Because when I think of Ben Gallagher, someone mentions him, I think, oh, he's a nice guy. And like he's
done
I do.
He literally did a TikTok like that. Yeah. Someone had an issue and he just rang him straight up, like recorded the call on TikTok and sorted it out. I saw him in Liverpool, didn't I, a few weeks ago, and everyone was just going over and taking photos of him, and he had two stands. It was 2 Louis Vuitton bags, one real, one fake, and you just go up to it, scan it, and obviously try and pick which one is the real one and get entered into a draw. But I was like, just in the middle of Liverpool one, from where he started like 4 or 5 years ago, whatever, seeing him on TikTok, barely any followers, and then people just going up to him now asking for photos and all that, just getting involved.
It's absolutely incredible. You absolutely love to see it.
He smashed it.
But I feel like we've had a proper chat here, boys. Like random stuff, haven't we? But what's been like popping? What's been popping? Wise? Yeah, what we had last week?
This morning we had the bread reimagined, insane drop, lots of stock about, but resale prices are still holding well. We had EA ping that went out this morning on a nightcap or sneakers app. So if you had that, congratulations.
Yeah, mate.
Bring that up now. So I had exclusive access to these. But I didn't see the message. Now,
shut up.
Yeah. So like, the thing is, right, the sneakers is so booky in a sense, because when I had EA from my Travis Scott, so I got a notification on my phone, I came to work and I seen it, I bought it because it came through on my lock screen. This morning, no message, nothing, so I thought, oh, I haven't got it. Rookie me, I should have checked the actual app, but I did get a DM on my inbox on the sneakers app. I've got exclusive access.
Shocker.
Yeah, went onto it, no sizes in stock.
You basically just lost out on a nice 50-60 quid profit there, mate, from 2 minutes work.
Literally. And the thing is, right, and it was honestly my own doing, because Adam, our sneaky guy, put in CCN, he was like, you know, check your app, go in the inboxes and make sure, you know, if you got EA, then buy it. And I just seen it, I thought, yeah, I'll get a notification, but you should just check your notifications.
It's not the end of the world, though.
That's an absolute, like, rookie sneakers error, mate. That, mate. You shouldn't be making that mistake.
For a pro reseller like me, who's had Travis Scott fragments, I can't smell.
Should have been in that inbox, mate.
I know, but
killer.
The thing is, like, even though I take L's every day, I still, you know, look at success and see members absolutely churning. It makes me happy to see, because, like, you can go on eBay right now, look at sales, and they're like £50 above the retail. So, like, you know, members are absolutely churning these. Yeah. And there was an insane amount of stock for these, like the most stock I've ever seen for some reimagined bread fours, like, insane. Yeah. I think 500k worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. But you know the demand for these. Like, he's so high, you know what I mean? Again, it's just that, like, difference in, like, the demands, like, here and the supplies here. You know, that gap is, like, what creates the, you know, the resale price, and that's what creates the profit. We've also got them Crocs today, haven't we? The Lightning McQueen Crocs, they're...
raffle.
That's a raffle in at the moment. That's live right now, that all the members, you know, jumping in on, making money. You know, it's a nice 40, 50 quid profit on them as well, and it's just little things like that you can get into. You know, you do these opportunities, you know, you successfully get 10, 20 opportunities a month, mate. That's £1,000 plus in profit, just extra cash in your back pocket, just from doing a few little things like a raffle and whatever. Yeah. It's just crazy, and honestly, it's like a mini game that actually pays you real cash. You know, when you see like them NFT projects, and it's like, yeah, you'll be gaming for cash, you know, but this is actually like a real life mini game that earns you money just by doing things.
It's fun as well. It's fun. Like, even though you've missed out on the EA this morning, can literally still go back on the server, get entered into these crocs,
Yeah.
and make the exact same profit.
Yeah, literally. I mean, we were saying before, like, reselling, it's almost like crack. Like,
Yeah,
it gets you
it's-
hooked. Like, and someone asked us before, it was like, oh, yeah, CCN should be free. Like, you know, you should receive some free notifications. It's like, we don't want you guys to get hooked on crack, to be honest. Like, we want you guys to pay for crack.
Yeah. I also think, so people will often ask, CCN should be free, and then there should be a paid section as well. And, you know, that would encourage new customers to join us. But my thoughts on this are, if we give you 1 or 2 drops every single month, you know, granted, there's 100+ opportunities every single month in CCN, I'd say, easily.
Yeah.
So, you know, you might only get 10-20% of these opportunities, but that's still obviously over $1,000 in profit, right? But if you just had 1 or 2 opportunities to go for and you didn't go for them, you'd be demotivated.
Yep.
But once you make that first sale, that first profit from very minimal work, you've hooked on it like crack. But, you know, you have to just be ready to take the leap in a sense. You have to, you know, invest. It'd be a shame that, you know, like, we couldn't get like other people to like do it for their friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I guess like I was gonna make a really rogue
I can see
anecdote
your
there.
brain, like,
I was gonna make a really rogue anecdote, but I'm not gonna do it because I don't think it'll go down too well. First got into reselling, and I first went for my first item. I only made 50 quid profit on that item, but you know, once you make your first sale, you're absolutely hooked on it. And my ultimate advice to like new resellers is just keep going. Just wait until you get that first sale and you make that 50, 60 quid, 100, 200 quid profit. Because once you've done that, you'll be extremely hooked on it because it's just easy money. Like I can't stress it enough that it is easy money. Do you remember what your first item was, Al?
It was 2 hot tubs. So joined on the 13th, spoke to someone in the chat, went out the 14th, like 7 a.m, went down to B&Q, got 2 hot tubs, came back, dropped them off, then went back down to Chester B&Q, got 2 more hot tubs, and then sold all 4 on the same day.
Shut up.
Yeah.
How much reckon you made on your first day at CCN?
600-700 quid on the
Mental.
first day, and then next day same.
What
next
did you
day, same,
think?
Next day same. Well, I remember seeing it on TG story, and
Yeah.
I was like, obviously I'd seen the Forex and stuff before that, and I was like, I don't know if it seems too good to be true. So I was like, oh, it's only 30 quid. Joined up. It was my mate's birthday on that day, so I joined up, went and saw them for a bit, and then like next day I was just looking through the success. I was like, people are actually making so much money here.
Yeah.
eBay sales and that. So I was like, well, I've got nothing to lose. It was COVID. I had nothing to do anyway. Went down to B&Q, and then the rest is history. Just went from there.
Mental, mate. The success is such a good thing to like spur you on. Do
Yeah.
you not think like seeing people doing well, it motivates you to do more? And it's like when Will and Tom was like doing it back in the day, when it was at the peak of it for us, we was kind of like, oh, it was always competition. Who could get the most pairs? Who could get everything? Like, you know, it was always like that was like the competition side of it, which I think always spurs you on. You know what I mean? And makes you, you know, it obviously massively spurs you on to like want more and get more and keep you motivated in a sense as well. Because keeping motivated is the hardest thing. I'd like it's just natural though. Like it's just natural to like not be motivated at times, but you just gotta stay disciplined and just keep going. And that's when it like matters the most. Is like when you aren't motivated. That you did the days you don't want to do it, the days you don't like, can't be asked doing it, then you just keep going and you just stay disciplined and crack on. And that's like, you know, do that for a long time, and you know, no doubt, mate, you're going to be somewhat successful.
so what kept you motivated then, like, when you first started?
What kept me motivated when I first started? So just money more than anything. Didn't have any money. Like, not that I didn't have any money, but I would make money, like, and then. Do you know what? When I first started, wasn't motivated. I'll tell you now. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to, like, I don't know what I was fucking going to say then, but I wasn't necessarily motivated to the point where I was doing it consistently, like, week in, week out. Like, for the first year or two, I was only 15, 16, so I didn't have that mindset. And even then, and you know, like, motivation, bro, always been a hard thing for me, apart from probably like the last 3-4 years. Like, them early days, how I would do it was I would just wait for an easy drop. Then I'd just make loads of money on the easy drop. Then I wouldn't do anything else in between, even though there was money to still be made. And then it carried on from there, of like this lack of like motivation. But every easy drop I'd always be on it because I knew it was just easy cash. And the people are probably like that now with like PlayStations, you know, when they see a really good item like flipping like air fryers or Portals or PS5s, they just jump in, make cash then, and then fuck off until like the really profitable times back. And that's basically what I did. But you know what? I regret doing that, and I wish I'd have carried on consistently in between. Like, why not? You know what I mean? And then from there, when I first started Kicks Rafflebot, I was incredibly demotivated then as well. Will basically just carried me like shit at the time. And he just like, and then basically Will just like I was like incredibly demotivated, and Will just like carried me, did like most of the work for me. I kind of just did like the coding bits, and then I actually went on holiday with Will, went to Monaco when I was like 18, and I went out to like a nightclub in like Monaco during like the F1 Grand Prix weekend. And that was like Mbappe was in the club, Verratti was in the same club as me, and then like I was just like that night opened my eyes, and like I looked like out of like over the balcony of the club. The club was called Twiga. Over the balcony, and like down below was just like a LaFerrari, McLaren P1, 918, and it was just like, what the fuck? I'm here, like this is insane. And I would see people like flying past with like Rolls Royces. I remember there was like one key moment. There's like this guy with like this like beautiful like girl in the passenger seat, and she like got in the Rolls Royce for him, and he just like foot down like scragged like the Rolls Royce. And I remember just thinking like, oh bro, I just want to like live like that in a sense, like a genuine, and I just wanted like, and after that when I got back from that holiday, I was just like well more dialed in. And that was the most biggest turning point for me. It was like seeing what you could have and see it, and like the euphoric feeling of that holiday of like how good it was. Like that, like I just opened my eyes to it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people as well nowadays, they struggle to keep motivated. Like, what keeps you motivated now because of your back then, or do you still have the same sort of dream and the same sort of goal?
Nah. So now I reckon it's changed more than anything. Now my motivation, now I feel like it's more discipline.
Yeah,
it's just like granted you're not gonna be motivated every day, but there are some days when I'm really motivated and I really want to like go out there and grab it. But I think now it's like a teeter-totter between them times of like motivation, and I don't necessarily know what keeps you motivated, but I would say that focusing on like doing things that are going to keep you motivated is the wrong way. You just got to accept that you're not always going to be motivated, and when you are motivated, take full advantage of it and churn like hell then. And when you're not motivated, just keep the discipline high and just keep going into work day after day, and keep churning it. And granted, even though like the position that I'm in now, there are mornings where I still wake up and think, can't be arsed today. Mm-hmm. But you just can't. You just got to get up anyway and get down there and do the work and just put the work in. And you just have to. That's just the biggest part of it, I'd say. It's like, could you imagine how guilty I'd feel if I just didn't come into work? Like, imagine it. What would you boys think, like, if I didn't come into work one day and I was just like, yeah, just like, like, couldn't be arsed today, lads, not coming in. You'd be like, what? You'd be like, jeez, man. Yeah, you'd be like, jeez, man's fell off here. Anyone would be. You just can't do that. Yeah. You gotta just put the effort in. And if it was a job, if it was like a 9-to-5 job, your boss would be going fucking mental if you just didn't roll up one day.
But it's kind of like the gym, exactly. There is no boss, it's you. So if you don't go to the gym, you're going to feel like absolute shit, you are. Yeah, and you're not going to see results. And even when you are going gym, you might not even see results, but you've just got like a little voice in the back of your head saying you've just got to do it, And you've got to think, right, when it comes summertime, we're winning it now, when it comes summer, you'll be jacked as anything.
Yeah.
Same like reselling, if you keep reselling, you'll have a lot of money.
100%, you're going to have a lot of cash. Yeah. And you've got to like put fair play out to people who like grind the gym out, and I've only really grinded the gym heavily for like a year now. I started like going to the gym like 4 or 5 days a week every single week since like January last year, and like ever since then feel 10 times better, and it's now something that I would never like not do. And if I don't go to the gym, I feel guilty about it. And like I know in like 2-3 years time or whatever, like from now, that's when I'm gonna be like, and it's gonna be all worth it, because I'm gonna feel like well better about myself, and I'm just gonna be, and I just wanna be like, I don't know, I want to go to the gym, I want to like be healthy and be fit and like be strong and like that type of things. It's just things that I just genuinely want, and I think that it's just good because it also dials in discipline for like work as well. Yeah,
and time management is key, especially for resale. Like there is some times where I've sold an item and I need to ship it off and package it, and I just think can't bothered. But you just need to tell yourself, like, you just need to do it. Like, this is ruining you, like it's ruining your mental like sort of state, because if you aren't going to do this, you're not going to do future things, you're going to be lazy, you're going to be slacking. And a little trick that I learned, and like, this is something that's really, really helped me, and it's kind of stupid saying it out loud, but like, I just think, I'll be in bed, I'll be on my phone on TikTok, and I'm just like, I need to package this thing. I just count in my head, I go 3, 2, 1, and just do it. I count in my head, I just get up and just do it.
100%.
You feel so much better after you've done something though, even if you don't want to do it, like even go to the gym or something, you can't be asked. Just go, and then as soon as you're done, you feel so much better.
Yeah. And once you've got into the routine of it as well, that's when the guilt starts creeping in. And you physically can't not go then, or can't not do it, because you would feel guilty. If I didn't come to work, I would feel extremely guilty. If I didn't go to the gym I'd feel extremely guilty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that becomes more of a normality, the guilt starts to set in, and that just kind of keeps you going more than anything. And I feel like now, you know what I think, like, you know, people probably say, like, you know, like, people who say that, like, social media is a bad thing, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. Like, obviously bad things happen on social media and it leads people to do bad things. That's granted. But I also think that this, like, new side of social media of, like, talking about motivation, discipline, and going to the gym and all them things, I think they're a good thing. And I think without that, you would be more screwed. Like, I reckon without social media, there'd be less people going to the gym, there'd be less people making money online, there'd be less people, like, trying to be successful and, like, being proud of being successful, because the only way that you would have that, like, drive to do that is necessarily from a role model in your life.
Yeah, seeing these celebrities on Instagram,
Yeah,
who are,
it
live this lavish life. There's two ways you can look at it. You can look at it and think, oh, no, it's unfair. Like, I've got this life, they got this life. But you can also look at it and think, right, I want to get to that level. I want to earn that sort of thing. And it's not having, like, role models like Ronaldo, who's going to be, you know, stupidly rich. It's like having normal role models like, no, even like looking at your Instagram, you might think, oh, I want to be like Milo, I want to start working towards what he's got and start, you know, adjusting your life accordingly. Like, if you go gym, maybe I might start gym. Do you know what I mean? It's them sort of things.
100%. And I feel like, and I feel like this is the good thing about social media. It's allowed access to the right role models to everyone. Because before social media existed, people didn't necessarily have access to the role models and have access to the information about the role models. Like, where would you find information about before social media? A newspaper, TV,
rubbish.
Exactly, and that's all such, like, manipulated. Like, you know, granted, social media is manipulated now, but at least it's becoming more open. I think it's definitely taken this stem towards, like, an open and a free flow of information.
Yeah.
And I think without that, and that's why, like, success kind of happens in families as well. Like, because before social media, you would have, if your parents were successful or your grandparents were successful, you have instant access to these role models and an extreme amount of access. Whereas now you can get that similar access from a YouTuber, someone who pushes their life on YouTube and social media. You have the access to their beliefs and their beliefs in what's right, and you can like extract that information, whereas before you might not necessarily had access to that because you would have to rely on someone's TV program, which is obviously, like, super niche in a sense, but now it's just such, like, easy access.
And as well, another thing that you always yap on about is podcasts.
Yeah.
You always tell me about Dan Bilzerian's podcast and stuff like he does and all sorts, and it's just like I do need to start listening to him. I've not listened to a single podcast.
I've you know what? I've kind of stopped listening. Not stopped listening to podcasts. Don't listen to as many as I used to back in the day. I've started trying to, like, do more books, but the thing is with books are fucking well harder, mate. There's better value. The thing is, this is the problem though. This is what it comes down to, like, discipline. And it's like, books are much harder to read and to listen to and stay engaged to, but the value in the books is much higher than a podcast, in a sense. That's what I think. Like, the book is made, like, especially a lot of, like, self-help books, in a sense, they're like toned towards helping you. That's the whole thing's about, like, help. So I think books, you know, they're such, like, an untapped resource for a lot of people these days, but I also think that if you can do it, and you should probably, like, force yourself to, like, do it. And, you know, granted, I probably read, like, the amount of books I read now is probably one every month. That's probably what I'm on.
Really? That's still good, that, you know.
Nah, but I'd say that's not a lot. People read, you know, people, like, do well more than that. And I would like to do more, but it's about finding the time to do, like, to get books in.
Does it really help change your mindset, some books, like, from reading them?
Yeah, you definitely do.
Does sound very convincing.
Nah, they do. Not, like, some of them aren't very noble. This storytelling one's really good though. Like, I'd say
that one actually got me, like, interested in podcasts.
Yeah.
I was looking at it and I think I just can't be bothered.
That one's a really good one. That's probably one of the best ones that I've, like, I've read for sure. But I also kind of liked, like, because at first what was kind of hard for me to get into them is getting engaged with them. And that's why I felt like the first few of the books that I read, or, like, listen, I don't read books, I listen to books. The first few books that I listened to was, like, stories about people's lives. So the Richard Branson one, Losing My Virginity, fucking cracker, mate. So good. It's just about his business career, all that stuff. It's really good. Shoe Dog, that's about Nike. That's another sick one. Trying to think of any others that I've read. Trying to think. I'm halfway through like the book, the Laws of Power. That's hard to fucking read, mate. It's like all like stories about like the beginning of time. Like it's like about stories about like empires and that, mate, and like fucking mad figures in like empires. So that's a very like hard one to read.
Have you heard about Rich Dad? I think it's Rich Dad Poor Dad or something. I've heard so
Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've done about a quarter of that, but I don't necessarily. It's not. I can't really. Do you know what I think is hard about Audible? Bad fucking audio actors, mate. Can't Hurt Me. David Goggins done that. That's a fucking
David Goggins,
cracker, mate. Absolute sicken. Alex Hormozzi's book.
He's good,
I actually started listening to a book about Winston Churchill. Bit of a niche one.
I don't know why. I don't know why it interests you. Like, I don't know why you want to read up on
Winston Churchill.
Don't know. I kind of like history in that, innit? I don't know. It's kind of like a bit of history. But yeah, I definitely something that I want to get into more. But
it's even good to just listen to the cars. Come to the office.
Yeah, you need to be doing it in times. This is what I said to you the other day. Got to do it in times where like you can't do it while working. That's because I just like I don't know if people can, but I imagine no one really can read and work.
You need to come
or listen and work. That's why the gym's good, because you kind of go almost in a sense. You can't just like you lifting
autopilot.
weights. Yeah, you're autopilot. Driving's probably a really good time to do it because you're just listening. But then sometimes what I'll do is I'll have to like, rewind the book because I might have like fucking lost thought for a minute. Like thinking about something random.
What about you, Alex? What actually keeps you motivated, or what's your discipline like?
To be fair, mate, it sounds bad, but literally just money and a lifestyle. Like obviously, when you were saying before, social media, like seeing you boys got the nice cars, nice apartments. That I want to work towards that and get to that. So it's just like grinding out every single day, and even if it's like a portal a day, 60, 70 quid, adds up, and over time, mate, you'll look back in a year's time, and just be like, wow, I've actually come a long way. Just staying. That's how I stay motivated. Just working towards like a lifestyle, like I want to be and be comfortable and all that. That's what I do mainly.
What about discipline? Like, you go gym?
Yeah, I went to the gym for about a year and then did my back in, and then obviously the last few weeks got back in the gym. But it feels so much better. Even like last 2-3 weeks, just getting into a routine. Like when yesterday before 40, then went to 40 as well, and I was like, I didn't really want to go 40 after it, but I was like, we'll do both.
Yeah. And what about when you first got into reselling? Like, what was your? Because when people start reselling, they've obviously got like a goal or like some sort of achievement that's actually like a catalyst almost, something that they've seen or they've seen on like Instagram, watched it, that they think, right, I want to actually start earning some money, and that's what makes them join reselling. What was it for you?
Yeah, so obviously as you know, 4 years ago, yesterday I was still working on the care home, and I hated it, mate. I absolutely hated it. It was in the Wirral, so it was like driving an hour, and obviously I had my car to pay for and that, and I'd just like work like as many little hours as I could just to pay for my car insurance, and then obviously was doing like much better on the side and that. But as soon as CCN came, I was like, right, here's my chance to make some like change my life sort of thing. So I just wanted to get out of the care home, and I just remember my last shift. So one was a manager in the care home, and I used to go in and do the COVID test with her, and it was literally like 5-6 hours just inputting like the patient's details onto the Go website one by one. It was horrendous, and then literally just went from there. I just wanted to change everything, and then as soon as I had that first day with the hot tubs making money, I was like, right, I can actually seriously just knuckle down. So literally the whole of COVID, every single day apart from like when I'd go on holiday, was just like driving around, reselling stuff. I remember it'd be like 4 a.m. in the morning, I'd see like a restock on Argos. I'd drive all the way down to Birmingham, Southampton, Wolverhampton, pick up all these weights, drive back home, and then I'd still be out till like 10, 11, going to Manchester, dropping them off and that. But that's literally where it all started for me.
That was pretty good, yeah. I mean,
sick story, mate.
Yeah.
Sick to hear.
Fair play. Like,
mate, 4 years, I literally didn't expect it. I always think about it. So if I didn't join, what would we be doing now? And as you say, probably if you didn't start, just some 9 to 5 in an office.
I joined, probably people don't know this, so back when I first started reselling, so I joined a cook group, but so like CCN, what its original form was, is a cook group in a sense, like you join this cooking group and everyone in there's cooking up cash from reselling, and you know, everyone shares information about like how there's reselling, how there's profitable, and I joined this one called One Stop Cop. Probably a good few people, you know, in those. He had, mate. He was so we was in there, and he had it. It was like 75 quid a month, and then he had like different tiers. It was like 150, 250, 500 quid a month, and you get all these different chats and shit. But the reason that the main principle for joining that group was you got the Adidas back door. and the Adidas backdoor was a way to bypass a splash page for Yeezys, and you just made that was just like a money glitch in a sense.
Yeah.
So that was the reason that we joined. But in there it had like guides on everything, and how to do everything, chats and everything. People started running bots. They made their own bot and stuff. That was the first bot I ever used. The first bot I ever used to bot sneakers was Splash Force, mate.
Splash Force?
Yeah.
Never heard of
And
it.
this is by a guy called Iwan, and he follows like us on. I was actually watching a HS TikTokies live the other day, and Tom put something in, and Iwan like replied to Tom in the chat. But he was like a massive guy back in the day, absolute king chat, and he inspired me to make my bot in a sense. And you know, without him, I might not have never made it. His was the first bot I ever used. It was like a Python bot, and you had to like run some code, and that was basically just automated the backdoor, the bypassing of the backdoor for Adidas, and checked them out for you.
Yeah. Here's a question: what do you think in terms of like cut groups? Do you reckon like the quality of cut groups have improved like over the years, like compared to what CCN offers, and then compare it to when you first joined?
Do you know what's mad, mate? I was thinking about this before we jumped on this podcast. I was sat at my desk because I was thinking about restocks, and I was thinking about the sneaker monitor. This is so mad how you mentioned this, because I literally had this exact thought before. So the original CCN was called sneaker monitor, and the main pain point for the sneaker monitor was restock information. And then I was thinking, like, if sneaker monitor was a thing now, wouldn't the business would have gone bust, because there's not that many, like, the restocks aren't as big as a thing as reselling as they was in the past.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, well, sneaker monitor would have gone bust, but I was just thinking, like, in my head, I was just thinking, like, it's crazy how, like, businesses evolved. How CCN has evolved from, like, what it originally, how it started as just a restock monitor group, then it started as, you know, it continued as a restock monitor group that was open to everyone, and it was targeting people who was, you know, joining, but then it also came that we started finding new items for people to resell, and I'd say now it's probably like 75% of CCN's value, or maybe 60% of CCN's values comes from our team of specialists finding new drops, event tickets, collectibles, limited edition items, all that stuff. That's where the sneaker drops, that's where the majority of the value comes from. Knowing what's coming out that's going to be profitable to buy and sell, that's the massive part of the value. But then I'd say 30% of the value is probably like the software side of it, the restocks, the bots and stuff like that, anything on that kind of level. Then I'd say that the other 10% is probably like, you know, I'd say the other 10% is like chats, community, the one-to-one sport, the guides and stuff. But I think obviously the chats and the sport and the community more valuable when you're first starting off. But once you've actually know how to resell, the main thing you want is the information about what's coming out to buy and sell, and the restock information.
I remember back in the day, like with the sneaker monitors in CCN, like when I first joined, it was. Obviously, when you first join, there's loads of information that's printed to you. You don't know what's what. You don't read through the guides. Let's be honest. Like no one's gonna read through the guides. So
read the guides though. Like, please read the guides.
But we've seen like these sneaker monitors for Nike and Adidas and all this, and like every single time a shoe would drop, we would stop whatever we're doing. Me and my mates, we used to be on a walk. I remember this like it was like clear, and like we'd been on a walk in Riverton. We'd be walking, and like Off-Whites would restocks. We'd stop whatever we were doing. We'd like stop dead still. We'd like just wouldn't speak. We'd try and cop these shoes, but like you know, like when sneakers restock, it's very hard to cop it manually, isn't it? Like you sort of need like a bot.
Yeah.
Like monitors are more for telling you what's dropping, like when it's dropping. Like,
on sneakers, that is.
Yeah, and you can't really cop manual unless like it's a good website like Cart Holds, for example. But like we would try and cop these restocks with like there's one pair, and like people are running bots like all day for these shoes, so we wouldn't cop it. Like, oh yeah, we could have copped these and made like £500 in this one restock, and we'd do it consistently for the next couple of weeks, and we'd be like, maybe these sneaker monitors aren't for copying manually. And we started to realise this after a bit, but like, yeah, we honestly, back in the day, like when we used to actually start reselling, like, we used to make so many mistakes. We used to waste time on stuff that wasn't really like valuable to copy manually.
Yeah.
Because we were beginners, we didn't know about bots and stuff like that. We didn't know you have to run a bot all day to copy sneaker restocks.
Yeah, it just comes with time though, I suppose, at the end of the day. All that kind of that intuition comes with time.
Yeah.
It's like if we're on a website and the website's like kind of crashing, we'll sit there spamming add to cart, adding it to wish list, like trying everything we can to get it in, because we know that, you know, there's still a chance of like actually getting the item as well.
But we tell you all these ways. Yeah. Like I remember when I first started, I was like the hot to restocks could not do them, and now like on Very, and now it's harder to not cop.
Yeah.
But we tell you all how to do it.
And this sort of goes up before, like, with the raffle you mentioned before about the Lightning McQueen Crocs, like the EQL, you can only make EQL accounts when the raffles are live. So we tell everyone when these raffles are live, make as many accounts as you can. Here's a guide on how to make accounts, follow this, and just get as many entries as you can in. Like people, will enter once and call it a day, which is fair enough. Most people don't have a lot of time. Might fall down to being lazy, but it is what it is. But if you want to make the most profit possible, you need to spend time and just invest into creating accounts. And that's how I make the most money in CCN. Like
100%, you just got to scale things up in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a business in a sense. Like, if you get issues one way, just times that by 10. If you're doing, like getting more people on board to like help you do it, that kind of thing. Obviously, like looking into botting and whatever, and obviously looking into, like, for example, if you're only going for one niche, you're only going for collectibles, but then there's other items like PlayStation portals or sneakers or event tickets. You're gonna, that's 4 more avenues. That's how ways you scale it up. It's all about these different avenues, and you got to be looking down everyone. If you want to make more money, then just probably the most obvious thing for everyone is to start doing more niches like sneakers or collectibles or portals or event tickets. Like that's probably the easiest way for everyone to just scale up as you get into every niche.
We covered scaling up last podcast, but I remember going back a year ago when we had the air fryers. Like, I remember we'd get a restock on Amazon of, like, air fryers and people were buying one. And I remember I was buying, like, 20, 30 at a time, getting them delivered on vans. If we've got any photos, you can stick them in. But, like, even the kayaks, and it was just scaling up as much as you can. And
100%.
with demand, they were selling, mate. I was selling, like, 20, 30 air fryers in, like, a week. And it's, what, 2-3 grand profit. They were £100 profit each. It was the easiest money ever. But
Air
there's
fryers
always
killed it, didn't they?
Yeah, there's always times like this, though. We never could have predicted air fryers. Portals, probably could have predicted them. But like, there's so many other things, like log burners back in the day.
Yeah.
You can't predict them.
And people cry about risk. Oh yeah, I'm investing all this money into like 20 units. Just return it if it doesn't resell. Like I've returned 10 air fryers in the past. It's a faff, but you get your money back.
It is what it is, and it wouldn't stop you reselling in the future. Whereas some people, it might stop and resell, but you've got to keep going, keep cracking on. And one thing, I feel like every reseller needs to hear this. Like, PlayStation have said openly that PlayStation 5s are coming towards the end of the life cycle. So, the hardware isn't necessarily good enough in them, so they're going to be bringing out a new console. Obviously the PlayStation Pro. The PlayStation Pro's already out, isn't it?
No, 2026, I think it was rumored
2026. So, another amazing opportunity. Just like these PlayStation Portals, the stock issues there with them, mate. We're making money off PlayStation Portals. PlayStation Pros, probably going to be the same thing for us, isn't it?
Even just seeing, I was showing Tino just then, the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation PS5 Slim just came out, and Sony have already discounted.
Oh, that's what I was on about. Sorry, the Slims.
Yeah, they've discounted it by £60 on the actual Sony website. I'm like, 2 years ago we were reselling these for £200-300 profit.
Exactly. But when the Pro comes out, it's going to be a bit of a different type of console, different
definitely.
hardware in there. It's probably quite likely that it's going to resell, especially considering the PlayStation Portals have been reselling.
Yeah, and I reckon with the hardware they're putting in, it's going to be harder to make. It's going to be less actual units available. I think about the Apple Vision Pros, not a lot of units, and I reckon that's because of the amount of hardware they're putting in them. It's harder to mass scale.
And it's
100%.
Apple, it's one of the biggest companies in the world, mate. You'd think they'd be able to get all the manufacturing bits.
And they'll probably resell for even more because it's just less units and it's more hyped and it can do more, it's capable of more.
It's also super viral. I think the only thing that might hinder it there is the original RRP. It's quite expensive.
But
limited
Vision
to people.
Pros are 3.5k.
That's what I mean, though. But this is what I think the potential issue with Vision Pros is, because the retail's so high. Not many people can afford to even pay the 3.5k. Never mind. Let's say they go over for like a K resale. But that's going to be the biggest thing. It's going to knock a lot of potential buyers out, mate. Not many people do have 4.5k lying around, like, just to invest. It's just
some goggles.
Yeah, but a lot of people, I'm sure the statistic for people living paycheck to paycheck is fucking nuts.
Yeah, it must be very high.
Yeah, I'll mention this, but basically, like, when he used to resell PS5s, I dropped one off, and this guy showed me his bank account to obviously put the details in. It was like 1.5k in debt.
I saw some of them, even hot tubs, like dropping it around Liverpool. They would be transferring me the money. Obviously, they'd show me their account because they're sending me the dough, and they were like, in the overdraft fine. I'm like, fair enough if you're going to buy a hot tub or you're going to buy a PlayStation, but you don't need it. But if you're going to do it, I'm going to take your money, I'm going to take your profit.
Yeah, obviously, we don't know the financial situations. They might have just transferred the money out to, I don't know, whatever it may be. But like, I've seen people in debt, like, buying items for resale value, and it's like, do you really need this?
No,
surely his higher priority is like maybe getting out of overdraft.
No, but it's one of them.
Each their own.
So, the statistic in the UK is 26% of people live paycheck to paycheck. And this is one way that you can get out of it. You can literally sign up to our service. You can start getting the notifications about what items that you can resell, because you've got the cash flow coming in at the end of the month to afford these items. You know, whether you have to withdraw 500 quid from your spends to pay for some items to resell, but this will allow you to increase the amount of money you are earning per month by buying items like collectibles, demolition items, PlayStation Portals, selling them on eBay, month in, month out. It's one way that you can look towards getting off like the paycheck to paycheck if you can't necessarily reduce expenses month after month after month.
I think that statistic is a lot higher for people our age. I reckon it's probably over 50%. For people around our age,
Fucking man.
you just need a side hustle. £500, £1,000
Yeah.
extra a month. There's your holiday paid for in the summer. You can do that every single month.
100%. Do you reckon it's a mentality thing? Do you reckon it's just like people just like think like, oh, like especially when people are younger, they're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna have a job next month. I'm gonna, I'm gonna keep going. My job isn't going anywhere.
I think it's priorities. I think people just think, let's enjoy life while we can, so spend what we've got. Do you know what I mean? Like, money comes back around, which is fair enough. But like, I was watching a TikTok. I spend so much time on TikTok. But I was watching one the other day, and like they go around. I think it's like uni accommodation, and like how much you got your bank account, and they're all like £50, 10 quid, and stuff like that. And then it was like minus, and I think like crazy.
It
and
is.
And people live off the reselling profits and just keep the weekly wage or the monthly wage in the bank. Good way to
So
live.
some one guy was actually messaging on TikTok before. He was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm really looking to sign up to CCN. Status looks proper sick. You know, I'd just be buzzing if I could just pay for my Golf R a month and afford a few mods on it." I was like, "Go on, mate." I was like, "By the way, mate, I used to have an S3 back in the day, sick car." But then I was also like, you know, definitely, mate, you can make that 600 quid to £1,000 mark. That's your finance on your Golf R paid for. Let's say your finance on your Golf R is 300, 400 quid a month paid for. You know, you can afford them mods and stuff. Pay for insurance as well. You know, if you want a nicer car, then this is one simple way that you can get one, just by like using our app, buying and reselling PlayStation Portals. Buying and reselling 10 PlayStation Portals a month is going to make you 600 quid. That can probably get you a Golf R and S3. Granted, you have the deposit and stuff, but
Yeah, so if you wanted the Golf R, then here's an app you can download.
Literally.
Pretty much that's it.
literally that,
Free
mate.
Golf R.
Literally that. But I think, guys, we've been going for a decent amount of time here.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap it up. We've done a lot of rambling today.
We have.
Next week we'll try not to ramble as much.
No
guys.
podcast talk.
But let us know just like what you actually think about the podcast. Do you want us to like ramble on like random shit more? Obviously, we're gonna keep talking about reselling because obviously that's what we're here for. But let us know your thoughts. But
Drop in
other
the
than that,
comments.
guys,
Let us know in the comments down
let us know in
below.
the comments. Oh, giveaway.
There
We
we
might have to
go.
put this actually in.
We'll edit
You'll
this.
probably already heard about this, but yeah, giveaway. We're gonna give £100 cash to a random commenter on this video, guys. So as you're watching, leave a little comment below, and yeah, just let us know what you think about the podcast. Let us know what you think about reselling. Are you thinking about starting reselling? You're already a reseller, or are you doing any other side hustles? Let us know anything, and you're gonna be a chance for winning £100. But yeah, other than that, guys, if you want to, if you're thinking about starting reselling and you want to make money with Crep Chief Notify. Basically, we'll just tell you any items that are coming out that you can buy and sell for a profit. You just use our information, pay us a monthly fee in return. The link will be in the description to get involved with that. It's a Discord server and an app on the App Store. It just sends you the information about what you can buy and sell for a profit. And yeah, that's all there is really to it, mate. It's really, really, really simple. So, links in the description.
Get involved, changed our lives, and it could change yours as well.
Love that, Alex.
There you
That's
go,
really
boys.
beautiful.